The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Good evening and welcome to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Kevin Newell and Julian Luke, right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live this evening by telephone, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free anywhere in North America, 1-866-905-7325. Worldwide, 1-866-656-5477. Send us an email right now in studio101@gmail.com. And now, welcome back, the world travelers of Canadian Cigar Scene, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell.
Thanks very much for that fantastic intro. I'm hoping my wife didn't hear that, Gary, because we're going away again this weekend. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Canadian Cigar Scene. I'm here with my compadre, Julian. How you doing, Ju?
Good, actually. I think I'm almost recovered from last week.
Yeah.
I'm almost caught up on sleep.
You know what? If we didn't pull that last little bender, we'd have been fine.
It's the last ones that sneak up on you and absolutely kill you. And taking a red eye home was not the smartest thing we've ever done.
The red eye was the worst.
The red eye was the worst.
You know what?
Tell our listeners about what happened on that flight.
Like, honestly, we get on the plane, we just, we're maybe near the front of the plane a little bit near there. And a couple of our buddies are in the back. And, by the time I don't even think the doors had closed and I was asleep.
Yes.
We were both literally asleep.
Yes.
Right?
Done.
And apparently there was a medical emergency on the plane. They were asking for a doctor. They were thinking they may have to land the plane. And then the turbulence apparently started.
4 hours of turbulence, which I felt not a lick of.
None.
Not a lick.
Now, our buddy flies, he's been flying for 15 years. He flies, 20, 30 times a year? And he says he's never experienced turbulence like that.
I just felt like it was rocking me further asleep.
I didn't feel a damn thing.
I didn't feel a thing.
That was bizarre, eh?
No.
Yeah.
No, other than when you woke up to eat your bacon and eggs.
I was hungry. What can I say?
Okay, we better do the introduction to this show.
Why are we doing this show, Ju?
All about education, brother.
Boom.
Letting people know about the fabulous people and things that are happening in the Canadian cigar scene.
That's what it's all about, people. Education. Just looking. Let me pull this up for you on our old internet thingy here. My internet machine called my phone. I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 different countries represented right now as listenership. I'm curious, folks. Honestly, if you're around in El Salvador, Colombia, or Aruba, or Portugal, or Russia, send us an email sometime you get a chance. It's crazy what's going on. And we like to spread the gospel of what goes on in Canada and, the trials and tribulations and challenges that we have and how things are great and stuff like that as well in Canada. But we have no idea what goes on in, Fiji. What's the cigar scene like in Fiji?
I don't think anybody else, except that one Fijian that's listening.
You can smoke year-round. I know that without having to put on a parka.
You probably grow your own and roll your own.
I know. That's insanity. That'd be so cool. I didn't see
jealous.
Did I see an Ireland there last week? Well, you know what? We got to apologize. We did play last week's show the week before again. Because
we had to.
Because we were away. But we had to beat it over your heads about what's going on with this plain packaging bullshit that's happening. It's crazy.
It's in the consultation stage, and people have to get in touch with their MPs and tell them that, look, this industry is different.
if you're interested in finding out some information, I think we're going to post a bunch of stuff on our website, and it'll be going out to our customers on a weekly basis from now on, so you guys can get in touch with your MPs and figure this out. Like, fight for us. You know,
fight for yourselves. Fight for your rights.
You know, it's going to be ridiculous to walk into a humidor. I mean, we were discussing this earlier today. You know, to walk into a humidor and see everything is the same.
Well, not only that, but how are you going to tell when something's authentic?
That's right.
If they're sticking just a green label on a Cohiba Siglo 6, well, I got a bunch of cigars that look like Siglo 6s, but they aren't, and they aren't the same quality of tobacco. So if you want to be walking into a humidor and be buying God knows what in some of these places, that's what's going to happen. The contraband market's going to go nuts.
It is. It's crazy.
And the government's going to lose taxes and revenue, and they're going to help support organized crime, so they need to listen to us.
I know. Yeah. Well, we're the ones that know what's going on, right?
And our customers know what's going on,
too. Absolutely. So, this is our, what do we call this? Our IPCPR review show?
The debriefing.
The debrief.
The debrief.
Well, it all started.
It was too long for starters.
Absolutely too long. My God.
Note to self, when there's a 4-day trade show, do not go ahead 3 days early to get
2
a
days.
climate.
Well, it was 2 days, really. It was 2, yeah.
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was 3 days early.
Well, you know what? We were busy we did some business on Sunday. Yeah, we did some business on Sunday.
True.
And, Saturday was with clients and, their salespeople. So,
it was probably, it just felt like
too long. Yeah.
Too long.
But, Vegas can eat you up and spit you out in like 3 days. That's usually about the perfect amount of time.
And when you're at a cigar show, there's just so many temptations because there's so much fun to be had.
Smoking, and there's tons of cigars. And the thing is with the show, you walk around from booth to booth and, someone shoves a cigar in your face and, you light it up. You sit there and you shoot the breeze with them for 10 or 15 minutes, and you puff on your cigar, and then you move on to the next booth, and you feel bad. You either got to take the band off it to walk into another booth because you're not walking into a Rocky Patel's booth with AJ Fernandez cigar. So you typically end up smoking 10 minutes of a cigar. I'd rather just take some dog rockets, put them in my yap, and walk around, and then save these cigars for later. So I got a nice clean palate.
Yeah, but you do have to have cigar etiquette.
You do.
It's not cool. It's like the same thing, and guys that own humidors that are listening, guys that own cigar stores will know what I'm talking about. Folks, if you walk into somebody's cigar lounge, don't walk in with cigars you bought somewhere else. That is just so uncool.
It's poor etiquette. Yeah, please.
Yeah,
just
it's an etiquette.
Go into your shop, go into your local B&M and buy a cigar, then go out to their lounge.
Yeah.
I wish we could do that in Canada, but unfortunately, they don't allow lounges other than Montreal.
Yeah,
so.
but in places like in the States and that, I see they fight with it all the time. Like that's just as Canadians we know better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, figure it out. So. A few of the things that we did. We did some pretty cool stuff. Of course, we did a little bit of gambling, had a little bit of fun with that. But on the cigar side, one of the standouts for me was the Golden Band Awards again this year by Davidoff.
Davidoff always does it upright.
Oh man, beautiful! They had they were introducing their new Yamasa cigar, 3 different sizes, I think. Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? A box press, a torpedo, and Robusto, I think it was. I could be wrong on that one, but what a great smoke! Holy cow! They actually had one of the rollers up there rolling freshly rolled Yamasas as well, and
I think you managed to yoink one of those, didn't you?
Yoink! Yeah, actually, I did. With the boys from Village were there too, and managed to scoop one up. So it was pretty cool. The guys they were guarding them like a hawk too, right? He's basically just give him one of those things, right? Yeah, but there's yards of cigars, and then the great dinner, great congratulations, by the way, because it is an actual award show, and this year was the first year that they actually had an award for top Canadian retailer.
Yep.
And congratulations and kudos go to
Joe Moon at Cigar in Calgary.
Absolutely, what a beaut!
The first man on the moon is Joe Moon. That's right.
That's right.
The inaugural award.
That's
Nobody
right.
would be able to ever take that away. And he was thrilled to get it. And his lovely wife Maria was there to support him as well. And we all know that for a crazy guy like Joe, if he didn't have that stabilizing influence at home, he'd
be a wreck.
He'd be a wreck by
Absolutely. And congrats to Walter at the Humidor as well, and Woodbridge, who had a nomination. I know it was very close between the two of them. So.
Oh, I'm sure it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Walter's on a mission to win next year.
Oh,
and I
absolutely.
hope he does. He's a great guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a good guy too. Great to have dinner with those guys. But the beautiful thing about that part, I mean, one of my favorite additions to that dinner was the fact that they've become a partner. They've joined partnership. I think it was in January with St. DuPont.
Yes, there's always something new, isn't there?
Yeah. So I was praying, hoping and praying that I mean, they always give you a nice goodie bag at the end of the day, and I think when I was sitting beside the Village guys as well, and yourself, and one of the guys piped up and said, "Geez, I hope they got some sort of St. DuPont product in the bag." And I'm like, "Dude,
not in a million years.
There's not an St. DuPont product that's under like $200." But when we got our bags,
our loot bags,
there was a beautiful St. DuPont lighter in everybody's bag.
Yeah, talk about swag.
Oh yeah, a ton of Yamasas as well. Oh, that was great, eh?
Yeah. They are unbelievably generous, and the guys at Distribution GVA, who are our hosts for that night, they handled themselves with their customary aplomb. They were just wonderful hosts, and it was great to see them all.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoa. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? And dinner was fantastic. A couple of nice cocktails. It was all good. What else do we talk about? In conjunction with the Davidoff Golden Band Awards, we also took a chance and walked over to the new Davidoff Cigar Lounge.
Yes,
yeah,
that's right. What's the name of that mall? It's right across from the Venetian. I forget the name.
The World, some World.
Yeah, Neiman Marcus's and all. That's right on the main drag.
Yeah,
I was lost.
Yeah, right beside Treasure Island and stuff. Man, but it was literally 122 degrees at one point.
Yeah,
it was so
turning
hot a blow dryer on you.
It was so hot outside.
It was ridiculous. But great new lounge they've got there. Great location right on the strip. You can sit inside, you can sit outside, and they make some great cocktails too.
Yeah, and I was happy to see too that although it was a Davidoff lounge, there were more than just Davidoff brands inside the humidor. I mean, obviously they got Camacho and stuff, but if I'm not mistaken, there were some Fuentes and stuff like
and
that.
Padron.
Too.
Padron was in there as well.
Yeah, so it was a real sort of like is more like an elite cigar lounge in the States.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was a nice setup, and the staff there are quite friendly
and good cocktails.
That's what I said. Oh yeah, that's what. Oh.
Yeah, sorry, did I ignore you when you were I do, yeah, I'm 3 feet away.
Honestly, dude.
Now I know why my wife gets mad all the time.
Dude.
No, the cocktails were fantastic. They were.
That's okay. There's also a new Monte Cristo lounge down there too. We didn't get a chance to see it.
We didn't go there, but our we should tell everybody that we were ably assisted in our travels and explorations at the show by RFM, who's hosted on the show before, and a good friend of ours, the Stove Man. So they actually scouted some stuff out, and the one night when we were busy, I think they went to the Monte Cristo lounge.
Oh,
if I'm
did
not
they?
Mistaken. Yeah,
I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure RFM went there and enjoyed it very much.
Shows how much I was listening.
Yeah, that's right. Touche.
We don't listen at all.
We don't listen at all.
Another highlight for me probably was the Saturday around noon when we decided we're going to go to the range and shoot some guns.
Oh, that was something else. What was that? Discount Machine Guns and Ammo, I think it was called.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
But they were great. They sent a shuttle over to the hotel to pick you up.
Yep. Asked the guy, "Are you packing right now?" He says, "Absolutely."
Oh yeah.
Basically, I think I understand this now. And Gary, you might want to chirp in whenever you want, but is it going to get to the point where everybody in that state, everybody in the United States, is going to have a gun because everybody else has one?
Well, it could be. I carried since I was 18 years old.
Yeah,
and,
it's a natural thing, right?
Yeah, because it's the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and that law was set up not for personal protection; it was actually against the government.
That's right.
But it's. For all the gun crime that's in the United States, again, you always hear the argument, it's not people that are sane and have permits and stuff. They never even pull a gun, right?
That's right. It's the whack job.
It's the whack job. So, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm used to it.
After shooting Uzis and AK-47s
and the M4,
and the 12-gauge shotgun and the
Glock with the silencer was still my favorite, man. It was just like Pulp Fiction.
That's right. Pew, pew,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. They're getting you guys ready to take care of some politicians.
It might be. It might be.
But it was. I was amazed. I'm sitting in the gun shop afterwards, and we're there for about half an hour. I'm just watching people. There must have been what 10, 12 people come in, buy guns.
Families coming
Yeah,
in.
buying guns.
Who's that lady? I know you were staring at her purse.
I know.
But what?
What is she, like 25?
Yeah,
good
she
looking
just
woman.
came in and said she wanted a gun and
want to buy my first gun.
But she said, okay, now what'd she say? If I kill the person, I'll shoot them again to make sure I kill them. And the guy said, no, you're going to buy a big gun, and we're not going to talk about killing. We're just going to talk about self-defense.
We'll let the forensics take care of that. That's craziness. Hi, Elaine. How you doing, Elaine? We're just waving at Gary's wife there.
Wait, she didn't hear you because I didn't have the speaker on.
That's okay. Hi, Elaine. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good. We got the whole family here, eh? It's just one big happy family in this dude. So now I've got my gun fix.
Got the gun fix.
If I could have bought a gun, I'd have bought a gun right there.
I know. That's cigars and guns.
Yeah.
They seem to go well in the States, but I wouldn't want to bring it back to Canada.
Yeah,
I just think to myself, God, at one point I was holding a handgun and they said, okay, this one has no safety. So like I'm racking the slide and I got my finger on the trigger. I'm just lucky I never put one straight in the instructor.
Oh, I know.
So
crazy.
I could have done a Dick Cheney very easily there.
See,
easy.
There goes my business partner.
Anyway, back to cigars.
Okay, the J.C. Newman breakfast.
Oh, was that something else?
Yeah.
And Joe Moon shone again there.
I know, bringing pictures that his daughter, his daughter's an artist, and
she's not just an artist. She's apparently 15 years of age, and she's one of the best charcoal sketching artists ever.
That's crazy.
And she did a picture of Eric and Bobby Newman with their golden lab. And you would have swore that like these guys were going to jump right off the canvas. And he presented it to them at this J.C. Newman breakfast that they have to talk about the new products that are coming up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my God, the guys were so. I thought they were going to cry. They were so touched by it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a nice moment. And I mean, nothing like having a Bloody Mary and a Diamond Crown Julius Caesar for breakfast.
It could be worse.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's the way
worse
it goes.
things have happened.
That's right.
I've had worse breakfasts.
On the food aspect of it, dinner with Alejandro Turrent and the folks at Brigham was another highlight of the week.
Yes, without question. Now, Alejandro Turrent, I don't know if you could meet a more humble owner. And when you take a look at the guy's 5 generations in, and our listeners need to understand that the Turrents are from Mexico, and Mexican tobacco is in all of the best cigars. The Padrones are using that San Negras or San Andreas wrapper leaf. The Olivas are, it's going to the Fuente factories. I mean, they are all using the Turrent family tobacco.
Yeah, Matilde. I mean, I'm just looking at a book right now, and it's got San Andreas everywhere. It is. I mean, they just what do they sell? 80% of their tobacco.
Yeah, and they're exactly like, I mean, it's like the analogy with the McDonald's French fry, right? Everybody knows the French fry, but there's a potato farmer somewhere that's been making out, like a bandit, and makes the best product in the world at the best price. And
that's right.
That's the Turrents in the tobacco world.
And his father's a fantastic gentleman as well.
He is.
Alberto.
He is.
Great guys. Great guys.
Awesome guys. So walking into the trade show, you walk right in, and what did you expect to see as soon as you walked in the booth or walked in the door? Which booth?
Drew Estate.
Without question.
Yeah.
And true to form, once again, there was Dirty Fabian holding court at ringside, just letting everybody know about, what was new and exciting in the world of Drew Estate cigars. Yeah. And our listeners may not be aware, but one of the guys who's in charge of international sales for Drew Estate, David Salem, been in the business a long time, and he actually lived in Burlington for many years. And I think he's buying it. Did he say at the show he's getting another house up here?
Oh, is he?
I think he did. I think he said
he's got
that.
a family member that still lives up here,
but
too.
real Canadian connection in Drew Estate. Like David travels the world, is an evangelist for the brand. And, I think he's already retired from one or two earlier careers and is, moved on to this new career. So
he's a great guy too.
Yeah, fabulous guy.
And I mean, meeting with Jonathan as well. Really nice guy. Just busy as hell though, right? I mean,
they're
booths.
Two stories, and they had some guy in a suit that was all decorated with American money all over. It looked like, the print. It was a very Don Cherry-ish kind of suit, but with an American bent to it. And you couldn't get past him to get upstairs, and that's where all the deals were being cut because That's it. But, give Jonathan and Drew credit. He did, pop down when he could, and we bumped into him that one day, and he was, very nice to talk to. And his dad was there, Baitfish Gary.
Yep.
Yeah, and they were cohabitating in that booth with our friends from Hoyta, Nicaragua as well.
We had some good chats with Juan Martinez as well.
Yeah, and Juan's really big on people going to this Nicaraguan Cigar Festival. We're going to talk about that a little later on after we have our break and, when we get into the cigar scene happenings.
That's right. Yeah, sounds good.
Speaking of breaks, did you tell Gary we were having one today?
Are we having a break tonight, Gary?
No, you don't have to. Go ahead. I'm talking to my wife. I'm deep in conversation. so if you don't want it, don't worry about it.
Gary's in trouble again.
Yeah, you're right.
Gary's
You can see the look.
Oh yeah.
So there's the look. No, you don't have to. All right.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah. So keep talking. That's fine.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah. How's it going, Jew?
No, so definitely the Drew Estate booth.
That was cool.
We expected it to be busy, but I'm not sure that it was the busiest booth at the event, which was kind of surprising because in past years they've had the music just thumping and it's been just complete cast of maniacs going on there.
Right.
I thought there were other booths that were busier. What do you think?
I mean, Rocky Patel was always bumping booth.
Yeah,
always a bumping booth. They always got the live music going and the beer tap, and every couple hours you'd be able to just sort of saunter over to Rocky's booth, grab a cigar, grab a beer.
There was a little more than just a beer tap. I think there were a couple of athletes in the booth this year.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
You should tell the listeners who they had there.
Having the opportunity to meet, one was Gary Sheffield, the guy who hit over 500 home runs because they've been making his cigar 500 for 2 years now, I think. And then meeting two-time Super Bowl winner Ray Lewis was pretty cool. Yeah, a good guy too.
Yeah,
I had a good chat with him, and they're doing a new Ray Lewis cigar this year with him.
Yeah,
so
like just having those guys in the booth,
cool.
and it was just kind of like they weren't the center of the booth. It was just like, oh look, if all these crazy cigars and crazy people and beverages and music and the singer was amazing. The guy that was like a lounge
crazy,
singer.
Eh?
Yeah, and then if that wasn't enough, we've got a couple of professional athletes here for you to have a look at.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, and then there was always people in that booth.
There was always people there.
People bumping, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the Phillips and King booth was busy, too. The folks from Cretek.
Well, you know what? I mean, I was thinking about that, and, I'm looking at the new things that they're doing, and these guys are going to be killing it this year.
Yeah.
They're starting there's a new cigar coming out by them, and it's very unique because there's Drew Estates making some of them, Rocky Patel's making some, and it's called Case Study?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Case Study.
Like 47 different cigars?
47 to 50 different cigars. So it's going to be like Case Study 1, Case Study 2, and all. I mean, it's just labeled on the box, and there's nothing on the label of the cigar other than the Case Study, whatever it is. And it is a specific cigar that's made in production by one of the cigar companies, like Drew Estate, Rocky Patel. You name it, all the big guns.
CLE,
right?
Somebody like that, yeah.
That's right. And it's up to the consumers to start some sort of a social media campaign and try and figure out which cigars, who's making what, and what is Case Study 17? Is it a
Rocky Patel Edge?
That's right.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah. So it's a kind of a neat concept.
Yeah.
It is very cool. I think I'm not sure it's out yet, but I know it's gonna. I think they're talking October, something like that.
It's very different, very off the charts.
Yeah.
And they also had some. Really different liquors to try at their booth too.
Yeah,
I mean, they had some pretty spectacular bourbons on hand, and I think they had a contest there that you could win a. Wasn't that bottle of bourbon like a $2,000 bottle of bourbon? It was like a Pappy Van Winkle or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, yeah. They were pumping the whole time.
That's right. There's also another line called Archetype. Archetype.
Yeah,
yeah. That's 3 different cigars. There was 3 or 4 in a pack. I can't remember, but there's a lot of rumblings about these cigars, and it's 3 different cigars. One made by Rocky, one made by Drew, and one made by CLE, I think. And, there's all 3 of them are supposed to be knockouts. So keep an eye out for that. I've seen some reviews. I think it was in Cigar Snob magazine. And it looks like this is going to be one of those big hits coming up, especially for the fall season anyway. So keep an eye on that.
So did that sort of have your, those cigars, would you put them as your best new products?
Well, you know what? There's a couple of things. I mean, things that really stood out for me were definitely the AJ Fernandez, the Bella Artez.
Yes.
That, for me, that was one of my favorites. The Hoya Nicaragua Black really stuck out for me. The new one that they got coming out.
Love what they're doing.
Yeah. For me, you know what? Meeting Jose Sejas, who does Matilde cigars. I think he does that in Jose Blanco's factory. I can't remember the name of that factory.
Las Cumbres?
Yeah, I think it's made there. And man, for me, that Matilde really sticks out. I mean, we've done well with it in the shop, but I just love that cigar, you know. And they got some new Maduro coming out, San Andreas Maduro in it as well. So you know, the stuff for me that sort of stood out. What about you?
The Turrent family cigars, the 1942 and the 1973, is it? It's to honor the year, the birth years of Alejandro Turrent and his dad, Alberto. Enjoyed those cigars. Thought they could do with a little more aging. The larger ring gauge that they gave me wasn't my favorite. They have one that's like a 660 because there's a lot of pressure out of the American market for that kind of size. Yeah. But the Robusto that I smoked was one of my favorite cigars of the week. Yeah, I really enjoyed that cigar.
Yeah, you know what? And I mean, there's stuff that we haven't smoked yet. I mean, we're lucky enough to get our hands on one of the from the Mombacho guys, Cam and Marcus and everyone there.
10th anniversary.
10th anniversary, which I'm really looking forward to smoking.
Yeah.
I talked with Claudio, the master blender, and he said, take it home, put it in the humidor for a couple of weeks, and then give it a run. So
all right.
I think that's coming into the shops around end of August.
Yeah, and speaking of new products, the booth that was next door to Mombacho, the guys there, Canadians, that are making flavored toothpicks.
Yeah.
Bourbon flavored, cherry flavored.
Yeah, really high-end tequilas.
Like high-end whiskeys and stuff. And they actually they make a gold toothpick with a diamond stud on it. Apparently, they've sold them to like Drake and other celebrities have had them. Because I guess a lot of people are really into toothpicks.
Yeah.
So you got the literature on that.
Yeah.
You got to try and bring some in.
Yeah, we will have it in the shop. Yeah, I'm hoping to have that in probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
All right, we got a couple of things to make sure that we get to. I think we've got an email from our friend Fret.
Oh,
and we also need to go over a couple of ads. So how about we go over the email first?
Yeah, Fret's mentioning something about our government, and I think he gets the whole thing too. He's talking about the government issues with the labeling, and we couldn't agree more with you, Fret. You know, it's gonna keep knockoff cigars from being purchased. I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. He says this government has BS on the labeling. Yeah. They're idiots. Yeah, that's gonna keep the knockoff cigars from being purchased. Thanks, guys, for all the jobs you do for our passion. Listening from Toronto. Thanks, Fred. Great to have the email and keep them coming.
Absolutely.
You're a true brother of the leaf.
You got that right. Shall we look at Victory Cigars events?
We should. We might want to get a pencil and jot these down.
Is it just me, people? Anybody else getting sick of that? God.
Shut up. It's just helpful advice.
Get a pencil. Who uses a pencil anyway?
Get onto the
other
cigar
than you
of
and
the
my
week.
wife. I hate.
Okay, get an Etch-a-Sketch and jot these down.
There we go. Cigar of the week. Our special Alec Bradley is held over in popular demand. We're doing some Alec Bradley cigars.
I thought we were doing a double Connecticut Tubo that was rated 91.
That's what you wrote down here.
What are you talking about? You've got the wrong one. You're reading last week's, fool. And this same thing happened.
Don't do drugs,
kids.
Same
thing happened in high school.
Don't do drugs,
same thing
kids.
happened in high school.
Here we go. All righty. Cigar of the week, a double Connecticut Tubo. That's exactly what I said. Rated a 91. Made by Cusano.
Beautiful.
Summer Slam Down. This is the last week for the CAO Slam Down.
That's been really popular.
Oh, my God. Yeah, people have really picked up on the CAO stuff.
Everybody's looking for the octagon when they come in. They think there's going to be a Slam Down.
That's right. But like your support for the CAOs, and let's continue on with that. You know, everybody's finally realized that CAO makes some great product. And
they do.
Let's continue on with that. What we've built there. Wednesday, August 24th, the Royal Ashburn is our 9 and Dine 2.0. $80 gets you a golf 9 holes. You get your cart. You get a fantastic prime rib dinner and cigars and prizes too. Everybody gets a prize. So give the shop a call at 443-0193 if you're interested. I know I talked to the guys today and booked our tee-off time and said it's half full already. So
awesome.
Yeah, so get up there. We tee-offs start at 4:30, so get up there. New stuff at Victory. Oh, buddy. Haley finally pulled this one off. Finally got 3 cherry back in stock for the pipe lovers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so...
I heard about that.
Oh.
Dad, guess what they have?
Don't worry, we'll take
best.
good care of you, Gary. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
New from Cigar. The Cigar Humifan is in stock. It's the first time we've got it in.
And what is that?
So basically, it's a circulating fan that you can put in your humidor. Runs on batteries. Takes up very little amount of space in your humidor. But what it does is every 15 minutes, it turns on for 15 seconds to circulate the air in your humidor.
Nice.
Yeah, so you don't really have to do any rotation or anything like that. So, it's perfect for those people that have that sort of larger, any size humidor, desktop humidor.
Well, you got like a 100-count humidor or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bang on.
Don't forget to come in and check out our new Davidoff display at Victory. It's killer. It is something.
It's off the charts. It is something.
I understand Davidoff is not for everybody on an everyday basis, but if you do have that celebration or, you're looking for perfection, Davidoff's your man. Custom Ash Cigar Rest soon to arrive in Oshawa.
Yeah, that was another one of my favorite products.
Yeah.
I know it's not a new product, but it was kind of new for me because I hadn't seen him at the show before.
Yeah, great guy too. I can't remember.
These guys are from Oakville, aren't they?
Yeah. So looking forward to getting their some really cool stuff from those guys.
I like that because most of the people I meet from Oakville are really they're just a bit inbred. Yeah, but this guy was the exception to the rule.
That's right.
We're just kidding. We're all chirping at you guys from Village.
They're still open?
Wow, you guys are being like the Donald Trump, saying it like it is. I'm loving it.
Cigar Scene Happenings. Over to you, Jew.
All right. If you have one event that you should attend this summer, it's on Tuesday, August 9th. Cigar Bodega, Cigar Studio, and Village Cigar Company and Barbershop are collaborating on a boat cruise in the Toronto Harbor. You can find out more details about this at cigarbodega.com, Bodega.
Nice.
The Nicaraguan Cigar Festival. We promised Juan Martinez that we would be letting people know about this, and we're probably going to mention it every week. This is the sort of newest festival on the block, but boy, are they trying to make this the go-to festival for everybody in the cigar world. Nicaraguan Cigar Festival dates have been announced, January 17th till 21st, 2017. Information at www.nicaraguancigarfestival.com.
Boom.
And lastly, a quick shout out to Smokers Haven. If you're traveling to Kingston, Ontario, head on down to 155 Wellington Street. You can find these guys. I confess I have not been in their store myself, but it seemed from the description that they have up to 400 different cigar brands. You can find them at www.downtownkingston.ca.
Boom. There you go. Back to a couple of things. Hey, I was going through the speaking of Cigar Press magazine. You don't see it a lot in Canada, but really quite informative and.
You wouldn't let me hang out there. Remember, you said we had to go to you want to go to the Rocky booth and get another beer.
Yeah,
that's why.
Absolutely. I mean, priorities are priorities, but I mean, we don't need another cigar magazine in the shop. Jesus H.
But this is a good one.
This is a good one. If you get a chance to get your hands on this, there's actually the one for.
Is this the Mambacho one?
This is the one. It's got a interview with Cam,
with
Marcus and Claudio.
With Marcus and everybody else got 2 words in as well.
That's right. That's about all you get. So really good interview and explanation on what's going on in Grenada right now with Mambacho and how they're shaking things up in the industry. So
and the cover of Cigar Snob isn't bad this month either.
Yeah.
Talking about warning labels in the States, but they've got the warning labels put in all the right
strategic
places.
Yes.
Speaking of this, best booth candy. Dictador. Had to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The female police officers dressed in leather, they were. That was well done to you folks. Well done, fine sirs.
Didn't buy your cigars.
But checked out your booth every now and then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of the other people that we met that was sort of stood out to me.
Delicia. Who I accidentally called Delicia. The Cigar Vixen. If you're listening, Cigar Vixen, I'm so sorry. I thought it was the pronunciation. It wasn't until Kevin looked at me like a complete idiot. But I was talking with her on email today, and she's going to try and come up to Canada. We're going to do an event, and she's going to bring her calendar and be signing copies of the calendar and the whole 9 yards.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
We're going to make that happen
absolutely.
for sure.
Well, we're looking forward to having the Vixen up. Alan Rubin, meeting him was great. Of course, meeting Rocky and Christopher,
Christopher May.
Yep.
And he introduced us to Jessica, the brand ambassador for Prohibition. And there's some question that they might do an event up here in Canada as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We can only hope. I mentioned Juan Martinez and Jonathan Drew and Jorge Padron. Met with him.
Wonderful people.
What a gentleman.
Wonderful people.
And Terrence Riley.
Yeah. Yeah, and saw some new generations coming through. When we went to the La Flor Dominicana booth, and we met with LFD Carney on Twitter. John Carney was there, a wonderful host, and he set us up with Lito Gomez Jr. I thought the kid was about 15.
I know.
And yet he took us through the booth and was very knowledgeable. And when we went to the J.C. Newman breakfast, Dawson and Paxton Newman were both there. And again, these guys look like they're 17 years old. But
Dawson's been through law school.
The next gen, no, that's Drew. That's Drew,
Yeah, when Drew got up, it was like, Jesus. I mean, the guy looks like he's, 20?
Yeah, I know.
And he talked for like 10 minutes like he was this astute gentleman, and,
oh, yeah.
It's just amazing.
Well, Paxton looked like 15-year-old Johnny Depp.
I know. And he's firing up a guard.
I know,
like,
he's got that mustache going. He's got that Freddie Prinze mustache going, and I'm like, dude, you don't even have to shave that.
That's right. Holy jumping. I'm looking at the time here. Where'd that go?
All right. The funniest moment. Did you have one? Because I got one.
Go
got one.
Go ahead.
Does
it involve me?
No, our esteemed friend from Cigar Studio, the senior man with 20 years duration in the business, Jerry Hartman, might have been seen on Fremont Street faking like he was getting strapped by some lady while some blonde Marilyn Monroe with a man's beard on looked up. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Fremont Street's pretty cool, eh?
Fremont Street was stupid.
Yeah, that was awesome.
As somebody who's never left kind of Casino Row and has always stayed in the, within shouting distance of the Caesars and that, that was different. Like that
was neat.
That makes you wonder what really old Vegas must have been like.
No, I know. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the lights and it's crazy. The Golden Nugget.
The Golden Nugget was actually really eye opening because the table minimums are reasonable. They still let you smoke in that, but the dealers seem like by and large they were more fair unless unless you have a dealer from Spain who you accidentally call a Mexican because they seem not to like that very much in the States.
It got
a little testy.
I didn't mean anything by it. I just didn't mean it.
We're nearly the first Canadians to be kicked out of the Golden Nugget.
That's right.
But it all came together in the end.
That's right. Wow. We've hammered off another show here. Boom.
We have.
Yeah.
I had more stuff to ask, but obviously, cut off there.
We got time. Well, what do you got? Quick.
Well, no, I just think people need to know that, one of the best places to hang out at the Palazzo Hotel where this trade show was is the Laguna Bar, which we also call the Round Bar. Yeah, but that Laguna Bar is the place where everybody hangs out during the show. And if you happen to be down in Las Vegas, I think they've already announced the dates next year. It's the 17th to the 21st of July.
Is it?
So if you're in Vegas for a trade show and you just want to, you have no intention of going to the IPCPR, but you happen to be in Vegas because you're down there for your lighting show or whatever it is you do. Drop by the Palazzo and any of those nights at the Laguna Bar, and you'll bump into Rocky Patel, or you'll see George Padron, or any of those guys. Like Terrence Riley, you'll meet those guys.
There's like 500 people there. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's all the wheelers and dealers in the cigar industry, and odds are, you buy them a drink, they'll give you a couple of free cigars too. Right. So it's not a bad combination.
And if you see us, we'll buy you a drink too.
We will.
Well, the first couple of people.
Kevin will buy you a drink.
Absolutely. You're looking at me. Anyway, I think we're golden for this week. Just looking at some numbers here, and next week's guest is TBA.
No, it's Tiba.
Oh, Tiba's coming in?
Tiba's coming in next week.
I'm looking forward to seeing Tiba.
Looking forward to Tiba.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget radio@victorycigars.ca for emails. Thanks again for your emails tonight. Twitter, Julian is Horatio. I am Victory Garman. Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. We've got it all. Thanks again for listening to Canadian Cigar Scene on realityradio101.com. Now it is time to have a cigar.
Thank you for listening to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101.